So here's why this promo made no sense. He says, I'm not a Nepo baby. But then he proceeds to say, I signed this contract and my first match is going to be in the main event for the
it's
title.
so funny you say that because I thought the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. You just said you're not a Nepo baby, but you're in the fucking main event of Heat Wave. Like, what?
First match.
What? Hey everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Heel Federation podcast. I am your host, Will Hernandez, and I am here with my two co-hosts again for this latest episode. First, I will introduce Mr. Eric Pimentel. Sir, what's going on? How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just sweating balls out here in Atlanta, George.
Yeah, it is. It's been humid here. As it's not necessarily hot out here. It's just that it's humid.
Yeah.
And I'm feeling the humidity right now. And we're gonna get into a little bit of where my brother and I were this past weekend because it was awful. But Mr. Daniel Hernandez, who survived his own plane ride from hell this weekend. Sir, what's going on? How's it going?
Everything's good. Almost have to swim home today because of these thunderstorms happening where we were at. So not too happy about that. I had to change all my clothes when I got home.
Nice.
And now I don't know if my sneakers are gonna snow. But I guess we'll see after they dry.
Oh my God. Danny, let's we need to talk about what happened this past weekend. So for those who are unaware, I don't think anybody really knew. I think I mentioned it last week, the last episode. Danny and I were in Florida this past weekend visiting family, and we all got in. Well, we did. Me and you got in Thursday night, separate flights. But, I mean, you seem to have a bit of a problem getting into Orlando on Thursday night. So please share with the class what happened.
Oh God, I have to revisit this nightmare again. Yeah, I mean, basically our flight was delayed and by an hour and a half, due to so-called plane traffic, which I guess happens in LaGuardia because I think LaGuardia only has like two lanes. I think they were trying to build a new one as part of the renovations, but I'm not even sure if that even happened yet. So hour and a half delay, leaving. People sitting next to me with their feet barefoot.
No.
Had the mom's daughter. I mean, the daughter laid out across the mom, and then her feet are pretty much in my eyesight. So I had to deal with that. For a few minutes, and then when we finally get to Orlando, there's a thunderstorm, so the plane can't even land. And so the pilot tells us that they're going to circle for about 20 minutes, and hopefully the rain will disappear by then. 20 minutes later, they're like, we're running out of fuel, so now we have to fly to Tampa, land there.
God.
Once we get to Tampa, they have to fill out paperwork to get fuel.
Uh-huh.
After they get fuel, they have to wait for the flight plan to fly back to Orlando. Once they get the flight plan, they have to enter into the computer. So I feel like each of these steps took like 20 minutes each. And then finally, after an hour in like Tampa, we finally flew back to Orlando and landed. And I think what was supposed to be a 2-hour and 5-minute flight turned into a 5-hour affair just to get from New York to Florida.
Eric, doesn't this all just want to make you jump on a plane tomorrow?
Bro, I was just about to say I haven't been on a plane in 20 years, and all these stories you guys are making me not get on a plane, bro.
And that wasn't even my worst experience on JetBlue. It was just last year for Puerto Rico, our flight took like 8 hours just to get down to Puerto Rico, and it's usually 4 hours. So I don't know if it's me or JetBlue, but I'm just having some bad luck.
That's the thing about that's the thing about flying. When everything goes perfect, it's beautiful.
Yes, true.
But
yes.
One thing goes wrong and it snowballs to the next and to the next and to the next, and then you're screwed.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like I was delayed out of LaGuardia as well. So maybe it's a LaGuardia thing. But the crazy thing is I couldn't even get a direct flight to Orlando, which is fucking insane from New York City. So I had to go into DC. Thankfully, even though we were delayed out of LaGuardia, I was still able to get to my DC flight in time, and I got to Orlando at the same time I was supposed to get to Orlando. So, I mean, from that perspective, it was fine. But Eric, to your point, like I was thinking about this because I knew we were going to talk about this situation with Danny, but I just don't understand how it's possible. We have more technology than ever, right? But yet the plane travel has gotten worse over the years. I just don't understand how the fuck that's even possible. But yeah, you're not missing much, Eric. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, I know. Not worried about it. But I do have those
Yes.
extra because remember I was gonna fly to New York.
Oh, that's
early,
right. Yeah.
and then I
right.
decided because the whole TSA nonsense, I canceled it.
Yes.
So
yes.
I still have those credits, so I'm gonna have to use it.
Yeah.
I think I have a year to use it before I
Okay.
run out. Yeah.
So you got some time.
Yeah.
You got some time. So back to being hot. Danny and I go to Epic Universe on Friday, which is the newest Universal park down in Orlando. The heat index was 106. So just imagine walking around in 106-degree weather. But it was cool. I enjoyed it. I like going to those theme parks. I think the next time I want to do it when it's like cooler, like in the spring or in the fall, or even the winter. Because Danny, aren't they open? They're open all year, right? Or no?
Yeah, when I went, they're open all year. When I went the first time, I went in October, and they were all, they were open. So
Yeah. I think that's gonna be the thing to do next time. But Danny, what did you think?
I thought it was extremely hot, like you said, and that 106 index was pretty much every day that we were there, which is incredible. And
Crazy.
I read up on it, and apparently this has been the hottest summer across the U.S. I think 48 states have experienced the hottest summer
That sounds
this year.
right.
So, and people even living there, our cousins were complaining about how hot it was. So, I can't even imagine how they deal with it every day.
Yeah, but what are you gonna say about the park? Because you have been there before, right?
Yeah, so this is my second time going to Epic, and the issues they had the first time are still around.
Yeah.
Rides breaking down. We're paying, $125, $135 to go into these parks, and you have rides breaking down like almost every half an hour. It felt like I think for our first 3 hours there, every ride that we went on broke down at some point while we were waiting online.
It's insane. Yeah,
which is incredible. Like, I mean, you spend so much money to open up these parks, and everything just doesn't work. And then you're asking people to spend hundreds of dollars just to get in for 6 hours, 7 hours, and nothing works. So, I mean, kudos to them because they're taking our money, but shame on
us.
Yeah, shame on us.
Shame on us for being dumb enough to fucking.
God, I could imagine how hot it was over there because over here, bro. I mean, Georgia has similar weather to Florida, and
right.
Man, I walk my dog for 5 minutes and I come back sweating like I just jumped in a pool. It's unbelievable how hot it gets out here.
Yeah, I can't even. Oh God, I don't know how you guys do it.
I mean, listen, I like it out here because you have, like I've said this before, you have seasons. It's not always hot.
Right. Yeah.
But I'm dying for some fire pit weather, bro, some football weather. I'm dying for that already, man.
Bro, after being in Orlando for those 4 days, I am so over the summertime.
Yeah.
Seriously. I'm ready for the fall to begin. But again, Daniel, you gotta go back in October, right? Are you guys gonna do that?
Yeah, I'm thinking about going next month for Halloween Horror Nights. So if I do go, I'll share my experience on the plane ride as well as as the theme park.
Wait, are there gonna be any? Because I know last year they did the Wyatt Six was one of the houses, right?
Yeah, nothing. Which was
Is there anything
great,
wrestling
by the way.
related?
If anyone,
yeah,
the Wyatt Six house was done very well. In case anyone didn't get the chance to go, so this year they're not doing a wrestling theme. I think the only like famous person theme they're doing this year, or like real person theme they're doing, is Ozzy Osbourne.
Oh,
which
God.
I guess he does have a wrestling collection.
He does. He does.
Hall
Yeah.
of Famer.
Yeah, that's right.
So they're doing a house just for him this year.
Interesting. Yeah, he was a guest host on Raw one time, right? When they were doing
Yeah.
that shit.
The whole family was, I think.
Sure. Yeah, because they had the show.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's probably why. God, I don't miss those days of those fucking guest. The two worst
General
things they
managers,
ever. Oh my God, the guest general manager and the fucking computer. A fucking laptop. My God. Holy shit, that was awful. Okay. Let's get into the show and start us off with our opening pop of the week. And for those that are people that are joining us, basically, this is just one, each of us are going to talk about one thing from wrestling from this past week that we genuinely liked, or that reminded us why we're friends. And Erik, let's go with you first, because you got something here from TNA from this past week, which, by the way, Lockdown, their pay-per-view that has every match inside a cage, right? That's what they're doing, right? I think it's the first time in 6 years that they're doing this. It's been a while. That is on Sunday. I think I'm gonna watch it. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna watch it. But Erik, yeah, tell us about before you go on, apparently they did really well ratings suit-wise this week. So they're building some momentum.
Yeah, I'm making a conscious effort to watch more TNA lately, and I think this past week was a really good show. There were like 3 or 4 good matches. But the match I want to focus on is Jeff Hardy versus Nick Nemeth. I think, just to rewind, even the week before, they had a promo where they were signing a contract, but it was a different. Normally, when you have these promos to sign a contract, all hell breaks loose. People,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
same shit. Yeah.
This one was totally different. First of all, it was a backstage segment. There was no moderator, so there's no like Santino's not there. It was literally Nick Nemeth walked into Jeff Hardy's locker room and spoke for like 3 minutes about, their past and this and that. And Jeff Hardy didn't say a word throughout the whole segment. It was just him sitting down drawing. Okay. And Nick Nemeth got on his ass about, that's all you do is draw now, blah, 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 blah. And I liked it because it was different. It was something like, it wasn't like, sign here and then hit him with the chair. And then
it sounds very different. Yeah.
Totally different. It was like I said, Jeff Hardy didn't say a word. After Nick Nemeth signed it, he signed it. Nick Nemeth walked out the door. And then fast forward to this past week where they had that match. I really enjoyed the match. Both him and Jeff Hardy and Nick Nemeth, older wrestlers, but could still go. Both of them.
Yeah.
Nick Nemeth always in the best shape of his life. They put on a good match. I've said this before on this podcast. The crowd always makes the match next level.
Right.
If you have a good crowd, which they were in Philadelphia. So
yeah.
Philly is always a hot crowd. So
for better or worse.
Yeah. From the moment that bell rang, that crowd was in the whole match. Mm-hmm. And, it was good storytelling. They talked about how Nick Nemeth has never beaten Jeff Hardy in his career and stuff like that. And Nick Nemeth ended up winning the match. But overall, I think it was good. And then you just said that TNA put up good numbers. So I think it was a good week show. It was a good match, but overall, it was a really good show. It was a match like I said, it's 2 guys that have been in the business for over 20 years, both of them. Mm-hmm. But for them to put on a match like they did, kudos to both of them. Good show.
Danny, you watched it, right?
Yeah, I did. I watched it. I'm also trying to make an effort to watch TNA. I had started when they first moved to AMC, but then I, slacked off because there's too much wrestling content on a weekly basis. So I was able to watch this past week, and I agree with Erik. It was a good show overall. The main event match was a good, just match amongst 2 veterans, people that have been in the business for quite some time, and they can, like Erik said, they can still go in the ring. They have that wrestling psychology down packed, right? They know what works well and what gets over the crowd, and that was on display this past Thursday. on TNA.
How's Jeff Hardy, Eric? Because you said he's moving. I mean, because I felt like when he was in AEW, him and Matt, Matt were not moving well at all.
He's moving a lot better lately.
Okay.
This match, I think there's spots here and there,
Yeah.
but and I agree with you. In AEW, he looks slow.
Yeah.
I think he's gotten in better shape, and his in-ring work is a lot better in TNA. And this was a singles match, so you could if he was crappy, you could tell because you could get away with being a little slow in a tag team match because you have your time to recuperate.
Mm-hmm.
But in the singles match, that stuff could show, and I didn't really see it in this match.
Interesting. Are either of them involved in a match on Sunday?
Good question.
They might be the main event Sunday for the tag team titles. So.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yes, I did see that. It's him and Nick Nemeth and his brother.
That's right. Yeah.
Against the Hardys. That's right. I did see that. So okay, cool. Yeah, I think that's why I'm probably gonna watch Sunday. Is just so I feel like a pay-per-view is always like the good jumping off point to watch something, and because I've done that before with TNA, where I watched a show, a major pay-per-view, and then I started watching for a little bit. But like to Danny's point, sometimes you just kind of fall off of it because there's so much fucking stuff to watch. And I do like TNA, so I definitely want to give them a chance. All right, Danny, what do you got for us for this week?
My pop of the week. I'm gonna go with just the build up to the Omega and Ospreay match. I thought yesterday they did a great job actually, putting in the history of the feud.
Yes,
and even though I think you guys said the segment might have went too long,
it did go a little too long. Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah,
I thought it was fine from my perspective, and I think for the casual. I guess casual fan, like me, who doesn't know the history between. Like I know the history between them, but I don't know the full history. And I thought it did a good job summarizing both sides. And then I thought the ending segment was good as well. Because they're building up that underdog passing of the torch story.
Yes.
And by having Omega continue to go over on Ospreay on a week-to-week basis. They're doing it well, and they're not making it, and they're making it. They're making a strong push to make their match a must-see match at All In. So
yeah, I mean, it's the main event. It's gonna be I mean, we all know it's gonna be the main event. It's funny, because I think sometimes people think that some of AEW's storylines and matches are too predictable, even when the predictable makes sense. If that makes sense, like I'm pretty sure that Ospreay's gonna win, right? I mean, they're gonna be in London, but it's like, yes, that's predictable, but it's still like the right move to do. If
I
that
agree.
makes sense.
I think in the past, I think the nice thing about this feud, I feel like in the past, sometimes AEW will rely on the dream match. They wouldn't have like a story behind it, and I think with this match, they're finally putting two and two together. Like, yes, we already knew that it was going to be a great match because of who's involved.
Right.
The story adds that extra layer, and I know 99% sure Ospreay is going to win, but I'm just liking the build up to it because it's been well done so far.
Yeah, and the thing is too, I mean, for and this is why I get a little mad because people are like, oh, but they don't tell stories. No, they fucking do tell stories. The question is whether they're good or not, and that's with anybody. But don't forget, what was it, earlier this year or last year, where they were tag teaming together, and there's always kind of been like this friction between them, even though they're teaming together or have each other's backs and stuff like that. There is like this friction between the two. So I do like what they're doing with this. I don't know if you guys saw, they're doing like a 6-part docu-series on YouTube about Ospreay's, getting a surgery and all this other shit. I think getting married to what's her name? Alex Windsor. I think they're married, right? Didn't they get married? So I haven't watched it yet, but I will say I told you this guys last night, and I told this is for the audience to know too. Renee Paquette was the underrated star in that video.
She's always been a good interviewer backstage. Yeah. Her mannerisms, her face,
Yes.
yeah, all the time.
It was so good. I just and you know what the thing is, they were smart because they kept on showing her, which was like smart to do because they know she's a fucking pro.
Yeah.
She's a fucking pro. I mean, it's not even a question about it. Eric, your thoughts on that? I know we both said it was a little long, but
yeah, I think it was a little too long. But I do, like Danny said, I do. I'm a casual. I don't have a lot of New Japan background. A little bit. So the fact that they were trying to sum up that background,
yes,
for a fan like myself that's not familiar with it, I think I appreciated that.
Yeah.
I think what they could have did a little different, and this is something that WWE is really good is using packages or video to show stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
Because that promo was backstage, that would have been the perfect time to like slip in a quick 5-second video as Kenny Omega's talking about it. Like, when I pinned you in New Japan, blah, 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 blah. They could have showed some of that. I think that would have helped not make the promo feel so long.
Good point. Yeah.
I think that would have helped break it up a little bit because they could use New Japan film, right?
Yeah, they can. Yeah.
So I think that would have been a good add-on to that. If it was a promo in the ring, you can't do that because you got crowd reactions.
Right. Yes. Yeah.
But because it was backstage, I think they should have did that. It would have made the promo even a little better. But I think it was good.
Yeah, I agree, especially because I was there for their second match because it happened at Forbidden Door in Toronto. And that was when Ospreay was aligned with
Don
Callis, and he used it with the screwdriver, which was, listen, to me, that's like WWE-ish type of stuff, but I guess it did fit the story that they were trying to tell at the time. So I guess it was okay. But yeah, no, I'm really looking forward to that. That card shaping up to be a really good one. I don't know what that starts at 1 and then Heat Waves at 3. So,
that's this Saturday, right? Or Sunday?
No, not the following Sunday.
The following Sunday. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah, that's gonna be Danny. If you want to come up here, by the way, to watch, you're more than welcome. But we're gonna only watch one show at a time. I can't watch two shows at a time. Can't do that because I can't pay attention.
No.
Do they still do? Do you remember back in the days how when they were pay-per-views and you would pay and then like the show would start at 8, let's say, and then they would replay it again right after it ends?
Yeah, right afterwards.
Do they still do that or no?
That's a great question.
Because like
I have to check.
Like you said, it's just so many things bunched into each other.
Yeah.
Like if I could order it but not see it till later on in the day.
I think you can. You don't have HBO Max, do you?
No.
Okay. I think if you order it, I would have to look into that and get back to you because I know there's ppv.com that you can order it from, but I know they have it on regular like cable, like because you have YouTube TV, right?
Yeah.
I think there's a way that you can do it and just like watch it later. I have to do some research into that, and get back to you. All right, my thing is Jay White. I know all three of us. I finished watching Dynamite right before we got on, or did I? Yeah, I did. I had to think about that for a second. And I'm glad I put this as my thing because I saw something today that really fucking aggravated me because he lost to Moxley last night in the Continental Cup Classic, and it was a really good match, right? I thought it was a really good match. I thought they both looked strong. Even in Jay White losing, he looked strong. Which, guys, think about what I just said. Even in Jay White losing, he still looks strong. Because Moxley had to like choke him the fuck out, basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
I saw today a couple of people saying, "Oh, Jay White should leave AEW because they're not using him right." Guys, he just came back from a fucking injury. What do you want? He just came back from a fucking injury.
I'm gonna be honest. I kind of felt the same way. I feel the same way.
Really?
His usage is kind of reminding me of how they used Cole when he first came in. I don't know. I just feel like he didn't have the same aura anymore after a few months in AEW, and that's the feeling I'm getting with Jay White.
I think part of the problem is and the same thing with Cole. Both of them were hurt. Jay White, this is like his second major injury since he's been there. Mm. And the thing that's weird is he never got hurt in New Japan. Never fucking got hurt in New Japan. So I don't know how all the fucking sudden he's getting hurt. He's getting hurt now. I will say the thing about him being used, to me, I don't know how you guys feel about this. I feel like as long as you're on TV consistently, that means you're being looked at well from the eyes of whoever's in charge of putting you on TV. And that goes for all the promotions. And you look at, now that Jay White's back, he's been on TV every fucking week since he's been back. You're supposed to use the television time to maximize your minutes, and then the crowd decides in some ways what happens. And I'll use the example. Look at fucking Danhausen. I think we can all agree his debut fucking flopped, quote unquote flopped. But guess what? They kept him back out there. They put him back out there, and he fucking won the crowd over. Just because you're not the fucking champion or winning a tournament matches or whatnot doesn't mean that you're not seen as being favorable. So I don't know. He had a great match on Saturday against Finley, and he came back and he had a great match on Wednesday against Moxley. Whether they're using him right, I don't. I mean, he's on fucking TV every week. I don't know. Eric, I see you have something to say.
No, when Danny mentioned Adam Cole, something I noticed in that match yesterday while I was watching it, and it's maybe because I never paid much. Obviously I knew who Jay White was, but I never really dug deep in his character and himself. John Moxley looked way bigger than Jay White in that.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
And I'm like, I know Moxley got bigger, he got thicker and things like that, but Jay White, I don't know if he's getting hurt because he's wrestling bigger wrestlers in AEW as opposed to in New Japan.
He was wrestling heavyweights in New Japan. Okay. So I don't think that's it. The problem is, to your point, Jay White's body has shrunk. He's not as big as
he looks smaller. He looks small yesterday.
And I wonder if that's because he's been hurt. You know, because he hasn't had a chance to lift heavy. I forget exactly what was wrong with him. I think it was his neck or I can't remember if it was his neck or not. But I think one thing I would want to see better with White, he was much better as a heel in New Japan. And I just feel like he get away from the fucking Bang Bang Gang and just do your own thing and be like Jay White heel. And I think personally that would be better for him. But I don't know. What's that?
Are they allowed to be singles wrestlers in AEW?
Well, I was just about to say it. It's fucking. It's so many. Oh my god! Don't get me started.
Here's the thing. I don't think it's necessarily
everybody's in a faction.
No. Here's the thing. I was thinking. Here's the problem, and it's not necessarily them being in a faction. It's them being in trios because they have trios. They have a trios belt. I think that's what it is.
You got to get rid of that shit.
It's not necessarily a faction. No, I don't like. I've never liked the trios thing.
I think the trios, and I was watching Collision earlier, so I saw that trios match.
Yeah,
I think that trios championship, because you have to make up tag teams to be in that trios, leads to you doing all of these little factions, and it's just way too many.
Yeah. But then the thing is, if there's no trios championship, then they're not going to have the New Day or whatever the fuck they're going to be called.
There were no trios championship in WWE,
right?
And New Day did it pretty well,
right? No. I know what you're saying. I've never liked the trios belts. I'm not going to talk about it this week, but I think next week for my book it, I'll take next week because I think you can do something on Collision with those trios belts and kind of make that like a featured part of the show to make them different from Dynamite. Anyway. All right. Let's move on we've talked a lot. It sounds like they're main event topics, but they're not. Let's talk about our biggest stories from this past week. And for those that are new here, we're looking at a feud or storyline or match or a promo or, something from a show that we watched this past week. And Danny, why don't you go first here?
Yeah,
If you
I'm
have
gonna
anything.
go. I do have something. Oh my god. I'm gonna go with Chelsea Green's promo. I feel like that was the biggest talked about promo coming out this week from across all promotions.
Fill me in because I didn't watch it.
Actually, she came out with I think Nick Aldis opened up the show, called out Chelsea,
This is on
and then
SmackDown,
mentioned
correct?
yes, correct.
Okay.
And then he asked her to relinquish the title, and then that's when she cut her promo about how these setbacks always keep happening to her, and pretty much no matter what has happened, the crowd still stays behind her, and she keeps pushing forward, and it finally paid off. She finally won the big championship, and she didn't think it was fair for this additional injury to prevent her from being champion any longer. And she pretty much did give the belt back to Nick. And then as she was walking away, Nick had a change of heart and decided to bring back the 30-day rule, which, WWE
What the fuck is that, man?
chooses to ignore 99% of the time.
Yes, right.
And so now she gets to keep her belt for at least another 30 days. But I thought, her delivery was great. She, displayed a good amount of emotion, and also her facial expressions were good. She showed it showed like she was on the verge of crying, but not quite there yet. And it played well on TV. And I think that goes back to I don't know if you follow her or see any of her social media posts, but I think last year or a couple of years ago she was taking some acting classes on the side, and I think maybe that actually paid off for her because it definitely came off well. But besides that, Gunther came out and just told her to pretty much shut up and stop whining, and then she stood her own in not a promo battle, but she stood her own in confronting Gunther as well. And then then her husband came out to defend her honor, and I feel like I don't know if it's me, but I feel like Chelsea was like featured a lot this past Friday. She was in the opening segment. She was shown ringside during the Cardona match. She had a backstage segment with Tiffany. She came out for Tiffany's match. So I don't know if that means that there's, I don't know if her ratings are good for her segments, or they're finally getting behind her and trying to see if she can carry the load and featuring more on these shows.
I'll have to go back and watch. Go ahead, Danny. Yeah.
Yeah. So I just to end it, I just thought I just thought the delivery was good. Fans cheered the hell for her, and they definitely did not want her to give up the belt, and so it was definitely played out well on TV, and every party involved. Gunther being just a typical heel. I feel like I'm still getting used to Gunther being like that kind of heel where he's like just telling people to shut up and stuff. I feel like he wasn't like that before, but now I think they're trying to get his personality out there more. So he came across well on TV. They gave Matt some TV time. At the end, I think after Matt's match, Nia Jax came out and Lash Legend to confront Chelsea. So they got TV time. So I feel like there was like 8 people who got TV time from that one segment. So I feel like that's something they should probably see if they incorporate more of, other people as well on the roster, especially people that don't get a lot of TV time.
I know, Eric, you probably watched this too. I'm curious from both you guys because I've always seen, because Danny, you kind of mentioned how it was like a serious promo from her, because I feel like in the past she's come off as like a funny character in some ways, like not serious, right? Did it seem genuine?
Yeah,
the promo, yeah,
it came off genuine. Yeah.
Interesting.
I think when she first arrived, she probably had to stick to the comedic act to just get on TV. Do anything that would get you on TV kind of path.
Yeah.
And she, I I will say, like, when she first started, I guess not first started, because this is her second go around with WWE. So when she got called up from NXT the second time and started on SmackDown, I feel like she had a segment like every week, even if it was just like a quick backstage segment where she like cried about not, getting FaceTime with Nick Aldis or something. So I feel like she had to do that just to get on TV. And then now that she's more established, and now that maybe there's more backing from the higher ups backstage, that she's being able to show different sides of her.
Yeah, I agree. I think I actually, if I wasn't going to talk about the Jeff Hardy match for Pop of the Week, that promo with Chelsea Green would have been my Pop of the Week. I think it came out super genuine. If you go back and watch it, like, she talks about how she was always the comedy routine.
Yeah.
Like it was always her putting people over. That's why it got emotional for her and things like that. So I think that was a perfect, and again, WWE, when it comes to, even if you don't see the promo itself, if you go to Raw and you watch how they repackage that promo, throwing video clips of her getting cake thrown in her face and thrown in a dumpster and shit like that, because she talked all about all of that in her promo. So I think it went off really well. Kind of like what Danny said, it led to a match between him and Cardona and Gunther. So I think it was Chelsea Green has been money. I mean, even when she was just doing the comedy acts, like backstage, and I think it started when she won the U.S. title, and then she went to AAA, and then she won the mixed titles there with Ethan Page.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, and again, the comedy fodder. She would call everything triple little stuff like that. Put you over, and that's a perfect example of, you talked about it earlier. Just get on TV. Just get on that other side of the camera.
Yeah.
And it could start off like a comedy, and then it could lead to bigger things.
Yeah, no, it's yeah, I gotta go back and watch that. When she was in fucking Lucha Underground and had that match with Penta.
Yeah.
It's just like, ever since that was the first time I saw her was in Lucha Underground. And I have followed her since then. I know she was in TNA. That was when she got her main, exposure was in TNA, but she's always been one of those people that, even though I wasn't like watching consistently week to week, I just want to see what she's doing, and like how the crowd's reacting to her. And we saw during SummerSlam the way people reacted when she won that match. It was just like, holy fuck, like, it's about fucking time. You want to talk about you deserve it? There you go, right there.
I think also her being married to Matt, because Matt's been through a similar thing in his career with Zack Ryder and all of that stuff. I think, I'm sure he's given her advice on things over the years, and it's they kind of have like that same cross path career.
Yeah, they do. Yeah. Then you gonna say something?
Yeah, I was gonna just say that if she didn't win at SummerSlam, I was hoping they would give her the Money in the Bank briefcase this year.
Yeah,
but I'm glad that she won the championship. I'm not even sure. Is she still interim? I mean, I'm not even sure if they made that change yet to permanent, because I think her T-shirt says she's a permanent champion, but I'm not even sure if WWE has changed it yet.
Well, that's the thing. They're selling merch because it says interim scratched off, and then it says permanent. So they selling merch on it.
That's funny. That's pretty funny. Holy shit. All right, Erik. I love what you wrote down here. The never-ending story of the Bloodline. I do want to ask you about that, but go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I actually, I didn't do this sarcastically. I actually think I loved what they did on Raw this past week with the whole Solo Sikoa thing.
I saw the videos. Yeah.
Yeah, I think, him turning on Roman Reigns, which we kind of saw coming, he kind of didn't. What I think it's going to lead to something bigger is just watching that, how Jacob Fatu was acting throughout that promo. I think eventually, personally, what I think is going to lead to Jacob also turning on Roman and going with Solo. And then it's going to be Solo, Jacob, against, that part of the bloodline against the Roman Reigns and Uso part of the bloodline. And then eventually it could lead to Zilla coming up if that's what they want to do. Right. I wouldn't rush Zilla though. I think he's got some stuff he needs. Yeah. He's got some stuff that he needs to work on.
Yeah, like calling himself a nymph instead of a nymph baby instead of a nepo baby.
Yeah. Don't ruin my book it better.
Oh, okay. All right.
But yeah, so I think it's gonna lead to bigger things. Solo has been hilarious the last couple of months. You could tell they're turning him babyface. Mm-hmm. It's just hilarious what he's been doing promo wise. He's getting better in the ring. I think, and this will go into my book it better when I talk about it later, how the way they started off Solo in NXT, where he was I don't know if you remember when he was in NXT.
I don't even remember. Yeah, I remember. Yeah,
but he was called like the street champion, and he was like kicking people's ass up.
Yeah.
And it was nothing. It had nothing to do with the bloodline. It was just him doing his thing, and then eventually he showed up under a mask. Blah blah blah. Mm-hmm. And now to see where he's at right now, where he's like main eventing and things like that. I was sarcastically going to talk about the bloodline, but I think that promo got me intrigued because it could lead to better things.
Let me ask you guys something, because you guys over the years have consistently watched WWE. That's pretty safe to say. And this is the topic, because I know for Danny, Eric sent me the thing about what Conrad said. Conrad Thompson, for people who don't know, who does the he does the podcast with Eric Bischoff and JR, JBL, and what's the other guy? Brother Love. He's not Brother Love, but Bruce Pritchard. Things that the bloodline is played out and overrated, and he's not the first one to say that. He's not. But I am curious. Do you guys think, and Eric, I'll go to you first on this one, that this has gone on for too long?
I'm gonna say no, and I will say it did slow down a little bit, and I'm gonna tell you when it slowed down, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
I think it slowed down when they started bringing in the Tongans. When they started like shoehorning these guys, they're not really bloodline, but they're from the same island. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's when it started slowing down a little bit. Obviously, it didn't work because
no, it did not.
Tama Tonga is good. They brought in Tala Tonga.
So ridiculous.
I do like what they're doing with Haku now. That change, they separated them. They're doing their own thing now. I kind of like that.
Yeah.
But it didn't work with what's Tama Tonga's brother. That dude wasn't good.
Oh yeah.
Tongaloa. Yeah. Tongaloa, and then they brought in Mateo, Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, who I'm going to get into in the next segment. Go ahead.
That didn't work. So I think that's when the whole bloodline thing was starting to they were pumping the brakes on it. It was slowing down a lot. I'm glad they got rid of that, and they're kind of separating the two. Who knows? Maybe eventually down the line it may lead to
comes back together. Yeah.
But I'm not tired of the bloodline. I just think that one time where it was like a good, I want to say a year, where it was just like, okay, now what? But I'm glad they got rid of it and they're starting to pick it back up again.
Danny, what do you think?
I definitely think it's gone on too long. I feel like they should have stopped after Roman won back his Ulafala from Solo and just ended it right there. Like he's
that could have been a good stop. Yeah, I can see
he's
that.
The original tribal chief. He's going solo now. He doesn't need family. He can hold his own by himself. And I just feel like now, I feel like now they're just recycling. They brought back the Usos. They're gonna have. Don't forget, Jacob was with Solo already as part of the MFTs, and now they're gonna, like to Eric's point, they're probably gonna go back to having Solo and Jacob against Roman and the Usos. So I just feel like it's going in a circle. And the problem is that people still eat up Roman Reigns. Like
that's the thing. That's it. Yeah. Yeah.
And Roman, like, I think even Roman says himself, he's the only person that probably moves tickets on that roster, and as long as he's still like number one in the fans' eyes, they're gonna keep feeding this bloodline drama and keep him front and center with the Usos as well, and everyone else that's related to each other.
And that family just keeps producing wrestlers, man.
It's ridiculous.
Did you hear Grayson Waller's promo this past on NXT? He was hilarious. He said it's not my fault your family doesn't know how to wrap it up.
Yeah.
Talking about Zilla.
That's funny.
And then I thought Zilla was at the end of the line, but I heard the Usos have another brother that's coming up.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, holy shit.
It's fucking ridiculous. You know what's funny? Yeah, go ahead, Danny. Yeah.
Oh, they also had like Roman's cousin at one point, Lance Anoa'i or something. But I think
that's right. Yes.
But
yes,
they released him.
They released him.
Back.
Right.
Yeah.
I remember that. It's funny because it's two things that made me think about it. Because Eric, I don't know if you remember. I think I went to a house show in Boston when they started getting back after COVID. Do you remember this? And I texted you. And I said that Roman, the main event was the Bloodline versus bro, this is in 2021. I have no fucking idea who they were even fucking wrestling. It was like towards the tail end of 2021. They did a house show in Boston, and it was limited. You like every other. It was like almost like every other 2 seats because we were still dealing with whatever. And I remember I texted Eric, and I'm like, oh yeah, because I'm gonna tell you something right now. I was not watching mainstream WWE at that time. I just wasn't. Completely fell off of it. But I was like, my boss actually had tickets to a house show, and I went with myself and a friend. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's La Familia was the main event because I had no idea what the fuck they were called. They were like, no, they call it the Bloodline.
That was a different faction.
Yeah, I know. But it just reminds you, like, bro, that was in 2021. And here we are 5 years later. That's number one. Number two, I remember listening to a Paul Heyman interview. I don't know. This might have been shortly before the whole MFT thing started. Maybe even earlier than that. So it could have been 2022 or 2023. When somebody was asking the same question I'm asking, is this going on too long? That's 3 years ago. But he was saying, oh, we're just in the opening innings of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this can go on for, like, much longer. And I'm like, well, they fucking... it definitely has gone on a lot for years now. 5, 6, 7 years. It's crazy.
And think about it. It could keep going. And the ultimate thing didn't happen, which was Roman Reigns versus The Rock.
Right. That's the thing that I keep on seeing thrown out.
That could still happen. So who knows, man? This thing could go on forever.
But I guess the question there is, because I have JR in my head, because JR is always like, what's the payoff? What's the payoff? You got to let things develop and see what the payoff is. What is the payoff for this?
Yeah. Well, you want to talk about ending the bloodline, Roman Reigns versus The Rock. That should be done. After that, forget it. I mean, what else are you going to do,
right.
after that?
Yeah. Danny, what do you think the payoff is? Do you agree?
I mean, I keep reading that they're going to do Roman against The Rock. I don't know what the payoff is. Like, The Rock wins and what?
But The Rock can't win, though.
He can't.
Yeah.
No.
Like, if he doesn't win, then what's like what? He just, we just keep moving along with the bloodline. I don't know. I just don't know what the payoff is going to be.
They probably don't even know what the fuck that is.
Yeah. I mean, I think what, just book it better. I think,
right.
I would say it would be The Rock comes out, some family sides with The Rock, some family sides with Roman, and then it all leads to a match at WrestleMania where this is where this shit's gonna end. Make it a Hell in a Cell match or something, because
tribal chief rules.
Tribal rules match, yeah. Make it in Hell in a Cell because as great a shape as Rock is in, he's not in ring shape. So when you do these gimmick matches, you could get away with not being in shape. So put it
right, yeah.
Put it in a Hell in a Cell, or no rules type of shit, and then the whole fucking bloodline will get involved, and then something will happen.
I mean, he's 54 years old. You probably gotta do this sooner rather.
You got to do it soon. Yeah,
he's getting up there. Yeah, interesting, very interesting. All right, I'm not gonna spend. I don't want to spend too much time on this because Danny and Erik have not watched New Japan. But I think you guys might be able to maybe say a little bit something. And Erik, I'm going to say something that's going to blow your mind because you're going to be like, "Oh, I got to go watch this match." So the G1, I have notes by the way. The G1 because and I'll tell you why. So the G1 final happened. For those who don't know, every year for a long, like this is for decades now, that New Japan has this tournament called the G1 where it's like, it's not round robin. What do they call it? What the fuck, sir? Yeah, it is round robin. Everybody fights everybody in two different groups. And the final this year was Yumanura versus Rohei Owa. Try saying that 15 million times. Here's the thing.
Any relation to OC Yumanura?
No.
No? Okay.
Here's the thing. Why I thought this was like an important match, because it's two young guys. And for those who are unaware, I would say since the beginning of AEW, and even if you want to go back to like when NXT, because Nakamura, right, he left New Japan to go to NXT, they have lost so many fucking guys. Think about it. Nakamura, AJ Styles, Okada, the whole fucking elite.
Finn Balor.
Cody Rhodes. That's another great one. Finn Balor.
Naito,
he just got old.
this guy retired. The guy retired. Tanahashi. Right?
Tanahashi retired. Hiromu's about to debut with Nakamura. Wink, wink. I think everybody knows that by now. They have lost a lot of guys. Even guys like
Finley and right.
Well, Finley Gabe Kidd, even though he's going to be doing both supposedly. What's him call it? The guys in the Don Callis family.
Takeshita.
No, he was never.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he was more.
You Rainmaker.
TNT.
Rainmaker, you're talking about.
Well, yeah, no, him and oh god, the guy I always say he's underrated. They used to be a tag team.
They was in the United Empire.
Yeah, they were in United Empire.
Yeah, that guy's good. I like him.
Yeah. So they've lost all these fucking guys. So what has New Japan done? They've had to maybe promote guys that were young lions, as they call them. Just think about it as NXT in some ways, and promote them and kind of rush them through to make up for. They're basically trying to find their next Tanahashi and next Okada. I'm not saying that these two guys are it, but apparently they are trying to introduce, in some ways, an Americanized style of strong style, if that makes sense. And I'm going to tell you what this match reminded me of, Erik. You're going to find this very interesting because it was very technical. And New Japan does matches that go outside the ring, and I fucking hate it. It drives me nuts because Danny knows what I'm talking about because he doesn't like it either. Yeah. They did not go outside the ring once. Everything was in the squared circle, and only one time one guy was on the apron, right? And he got pulled right back in. So they didn't do any of this outside bullshit. And it's important. Very technical start to the match. I've never seen so many fucking side headlocks in a match in my life, and the people were fucking going crazy for it. Because these two guys are trying to introduce a more Americanized version of strong style. And here's what the match reminded me of. It was like a combination of Rock Hogan and Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. Because they were doing a lot of like leg locks and double wrist locks and side headlocks, and there weren't a lot of like big moves until later on in the match. And it was later on in the match they were doing big moves, but they were basic. Body slam, shoulder block. There were some dragon suplexes. That's a little bit more advanced, but it never got like. I don't think there was one Hurricane Rana. There were a lot of head scissors, right? We know we've all seen head scissors. But they kept it like really, really grounded. I think it was a 35-minute match. I've never seen a crowd that was so hyped up for fucking side headlocks. So they had Oyawa win, who I didn't know anything about until this match. And he's in the same faction as Zack Sabre Jr. They called the Mighty Don't Kneel, TMDK. It was really good. I would highly recommend anybody. I think New Japan makes it available on YouTube, like championship match. I would go out there and take a look at this because people were calling it for New Japan like an instant classic. And I think it was because for the reason I said, they kept everything really grounded, you know? They kept, for people who complain about, oh, pro wrestling, oh, there's too much flippy shit, go watch this fucking match and be like, this was like, quote unquote, like real in some ways. Very old school. Again, very Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect. That's all I kept on thinking about when I was watching that match. Was thinking about Bret Hart and Mr. Perfect and the way, those guys used to wrestle against each other. The only thing I don't like that they're doing with this is that usually the guy who wins the G1 challenges for the title at the Wrestle Kingdom. But lately they've been challenging for the title at the October show, which is called the King of Pro Wrestling. So that's what's going to happen here. He's going to challenge, oh my God, who the fuck is the Yota Tsuji, who's a IWGP heavyweight champion. So they're going to do that match in October. And I think Oyawa is probably going to win because they're going to have a rocket on this guy's ass, kind of being like the future of New Japan. But again, I didn't want to go on too long with this. I probably already did, but I would say,
no, I mean you got me intrigued.
Watch it, yeah. I would say go out. Yeah,
I might check it out. You mentioned the Mighty Don't Kneel.
The Mighty Don't Kneel. Yeah.
Weren't those? There were two of those guys in NXT,
yes,
right?
Yes, Shane Haste and what the fuck is his name? I forgot what the other two guys. What it was Shane Haste.
I think one of them retired.
Mikey Nichols.
One of them retired. Who is it, Eric?
Mikey Nichols.
Yes, there you go.
Yeah,
there you go. That's exactly who it was. So, yeah, they were. I think they were the ones that started the Mighty Don't Kneel,
yeah,
if I'm not mistaken. So, and now Zack Sabre Jr. is like the leader of that group. So, yeah, I'd say go. What's that?
My favorite wrestler.
Yeah, Danny does not like Zack Sabre, which I don't understand why he don't.
I just feel like he just never sells for anyone else. It just comes off like he just brushes off every move.
So I saw Sabre Jr. when WWE did their cruiserweight tournament a while back, and I was wishy-washy on him a little bit.
Really?
Maybe, yeah.
That's interesting.
I mean, that was over 10 years ago, so I don't know. Yeah. Maybe he's different now. So
that's interesting. I mean, he's still this. I mean, it's the catcher's cat. What do they call it?
Catcher's cat's can.
Yeah, that's what they.
Daddy's about to throw up on a mic.
It's that style, Yeah, it's that. You guys know the joint one. It's what's his face?
Simon Gotch.
Yeah. And for those who aren't aware, go watch Pete Dunne matches in fucking NXT because he did the same shit in some ways. God, I love Pete Dunne and NXT Pete Dunne. Jesus Christ. Anyway, all right, go watch that match, guys. Let's go to the shits, or not shit yet. Eric is going to go last in this. Because Eric, let me just move this around. Actually, you know what? We're going to have to do the book it better because if we're going to go from, let's move this around here a second. We're going to do the shit and not shit. That's going to go into book it better because Eric's thing for this segment is going to go into book it better. So we'll just move the halftime thing down a little bit. Danny, why don't you go first? Unless I don't know if you have anything. Do you have anything or no?
I do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go with the shits, right? Which is bad, right? Is that our interpretation of it?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Planking Johnny Gargano.
I can't believe they're still doing that.
Because I think
he takes photo ops like that.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
I feel like I read before we went on vacation that he's been doing this longer than he's had matches in the last like 5 years or something like
That's
that.
insane.
And I just feel like what's the end game in this? Is he just doing this until his contract expires, or were they going, or are they planning to go somewhere with this? And I feel bad because like I don't know how old he is now, but I feel like he's wasting.
I'll look it up.
He's wasting some prime years of his career just not doing anything, and hopefully his contract expires soon. But I thought they were gonna go somewhere with him when Sami Zayn was doing the interactions with him, and I thought that was great. Just the way Sammy was just communicating to him, I thought those came off great, and those were good segments from week to week. But then I feel like nothing's happened. I thought maybe he was gonna come help Sammy at some point, but that never happened. Punk has been like approaching him backstage a couple times. Even Candice, he's been approaching, and nothing's happened. And then I don't even think he was on TV this week, which I think has to do with his father being sick, and maybe he asked for some time off. But he wasn't even on TV this week. So now, like when they bring him back, is he still going to be planking? I'm just like, it's just crazy to me. He was like the number one. He was just like the number one wrestler in NXT at one point,
Right.
and then now he's just not doing anything. And
he's only 39.
Yeah, so it's crazy.
Yeah. So he still has time to like do something.
Yeah. So I definitely think he's not going to resign with WWE when his contract does expire. But I hope he doesn't. I don't know if he should go to AEW. I think AEW's roster is so stacked. I think, for me, he should probably maybe go to TNA again. I think he started off there maybe.
Yeah, he did. He was in TNA at some point.
Yeah, I just think for TNA they need some more wrestlers. I feel like they've also lost a lot of people, and I feel like, no offense to Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy and Nick Nemeth and those guys, and what's his name, Frankie Kazarian. Yeah, I just feel like those guys are older and they need some fresh blood in the main event scene. So maybe he'll go there and relaunch his career. But yeah, I just think I just feel bad for the guy, and hopefully there'll be better things ahead for him once he leaves WWE.
Did you guys see what Trish Stratus said about Candice LeRae?
Mm-hmm.
That she's like not being utilized.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because she thinks that she's really talented.
One of my favorite matches in NXT was LeRae versus Io. They put on
right.
I don't know. I think that was a takeover maybe, but
I think it was a takeover.
One of the best women's matches I ever seen, and she got to the main roster and hasn't done anything.
Yeah, I think with the Johnny Gargano, I think you're right. I think they're just wasting time until his contract expires, which sucks. I think TNA would be the right place for him because, like you said, AEW's roster is insane. I think at this point, like if WWE does decide to do something with him and re-sign him, I think it would be the perfect opportunity. And I would never say this because I think wrestling overall has too many titles.
Oh, Jesus.
But I think a cruiserweight title would do well in WWE. Only because they have that connection with AAA, and AAA has their own cruiserweight title, and
AAA has so many titles too.
Yeah, Ray Phoenix is their cruiserweight champion. So
right, yeah,
maybe there's a crossover there. Maybe you could get Johnny Gargano to do that. But other than that, I think it falls in line with Johnny Gargano being, a smaller wrestler.
Yep.
And then you got the big, WWE is the big guys.
Still the land of the giants. Yeah.
Still the land of the giants. And if you want to make, we all know wrestling is scripted, but if you want to make it look more realistic, when are you ever going to see in real life Johnny Gargano beat a guy like Big Cass? You're never going to see that, only in wrestling.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
if he brings out a gun,
Yeah, well, yeah, of course. But yeah, I just think that's been the problem with a lot of guys that come from NXT, come up, and then WWE just don't know what to do with them. It's the Adam Coles, all of those smaller guys that you don't notice. Excuse me, you don't notice they're small until you put them with a big guy, and you're like, holy shit.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's I think that's been Johnny Gargano's problem, unfortunately.
Yeah. It's a good point. Yeah, I mean, he's only 39. He still has a good 5, 6, maybe longer than that. I don't know. I gotta say, I will say this. He's adding more bumps to his bump card
Oh,
by
definitely.
not being in the ring. I mean, it's like the only thing I can like. Yes, I know we're not supposed to use that vernacular, but I'm going to anyway. All right. I'll be quick because it's not. But I am curious to get your guys' opinion on this because again, we just talked about him, JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb. This is a shit. This is the shit. But I'm tentative on it. So going back to New Japan this past weekend, Jeff Cobb showed back up in New Japan. His 90 days are up. Uh, he's put JC Mateo in his rearview mirror. They had him come out with Gato. For those who don't know, Gato's the booker, but he's also an on-screen character. And he attacked Caleb Newsom, he is not a leader of United Empire. So they're probably going to have a match at their next major show. I think in September. So he is there, and not surprised that he ended up back there. I think that environment fits him well. I think it's much better for him there than in AEW, to be quite honest with you. I think he's even said that he just enjoys that New Japan style. So I'm curious for you guys though, because again, you guys watch this. What the fuck happened with him in WWE? Like, why did that not work at all?
I just think again he was shoehorned into this whole bloodline thing.
Mm-hmm.
He should have just came as Jeff Cobb and just have nothing to do with it. I feel like, and a lot of people say, they come from other organizations, they come to WWE, they don't do shit, but they make more money. And I always say that that's kind of hard to tell somebody, don't go to WWE because they won't use you if you make more money.
Yeah.
Because all of us, growing up, there was no AEW, there was no Impact, there wasn't none of that. Your dream growing up was to be in the WWE or WWF at the time. So why not at least try to live out that dream, even though it might be horrible for your career?
Yeah.
Make that money. I mean, you go back to the old guys that used to say, like, all of these guys that were back when they had the territories where they were monsters in their territory.
Right.
And they come to WWE and they're shit. But a lot of those guys, they don't care because guess what? They made that money. They living off of that money now. Yeah. Hacksaw Jim Duggan talks about that all the time. Guys, Kamala, rest in peace, back in the days. So I won't hate somebody to say, let me go make that money in WWE.
Yeah.
Now at least AEW, you can make more or less the same amount of money.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that you at least have that competition. But I don't hate anybody. I'll give the perfect example, like kind of like a sports reference here. So Boomer Esiason and his morning show, they always talk about the AFL. I mean, was it AFL? I can't remember what it was. Back in the 80s.
USFL.
USFL.
Yeah.
So he said he was approached by the USFL and the USFL was going to give him more money to play there. And he said, he's like, listen, I didn't grow up wanting to play for the Memphis Showboats.
Right.
Right. So he gave that perspective. And that's kind of like, and he says, I don't hate on the Jim Kellys and the Herschel Walkers that went to go play in the USFL. And then eventually, Doug Flutie, and then eventually came to the NFL. Mm-hmm. Kind of similar to the WWE, AEW, and all the other companies out there. Yeah. So it's kind of hard to tell somebody like a Jeff Cobb, where I'm sure he made good money in New Japan, but you go to WWE and you're making, money that'll set you up for the rest of your life.
Danny, any thoughts on Jeff Cobb,
no,
JC Mateo?
I think Erik summarized it best. He never had a chance to really stand out. I don't know if it would have worked better for him if he started off in NXT, but probably not. I don't know how. I mean, he's older, right? I don't know how old he is now.
He is.
But I feel like, to going back to Royce Keys, he's older. They weren't going to start him off in in NXT, but maybe it would have helped him as well. And I think that was the situation here. He might have been better off starting off in NXT and then coming up to the roster by himself. But being shoehorned into a Bloodline storyline where he's not even, I don't think he's related to anyone in that group. At least the Tongas were related to each other.
Right, he wasn't.
So,
He said it. He has said it. Yeah, he's not related to anybody.
Yeah, so I just don't know why he was even put into that situation at all. I think
he's 44.
When
so
he's so there was no way he was going to start off in NXT, but he also shouldn't have even started off in that Bloodline storyline. I think AEW used him best that one time where he was hired like as an enforcer or something.
Yeah,
come in.
That was a good way to use him. Yeah.
Wasn't it MJF hired him or something like that?
It was MJF when he was bringing in like him and Nick Cage. It was in that Jericho feud.
Yeah.
So
I think they should have done something similar like that in WWE. Like he would have teamed up or been hired by some smaller guy to come.
I like that.
Come out. But he got lost in the shuffle in the Bloodline storyline, and I don't think he even got mic time. If I don't remember.
No, he did not.
Yeah, he didn't talk at all.
I mean, can I be honest for a second? I missed a bunch. I'm not trying to be like, that's not his game. His game is not the talk. He's a bruiser. He's an athletic bruiser type of dude. So, you guys aren't missing much there. I'll be curious to see. I mean, listen, he's gonna be in a faction again, and it's where he is. It's good. It's a good spot for him, and I'm sure he'll do independent dates and stuff like that in the States. So, okay, Erik, what do you got for us? That's gonna dive into Book It Better that we could talk about.
All right, I'm debating whether to put this in the shits or not shit yet.
And
it's
what is your gut telling you?
And it's I'm thinking it's. I'm gonna say the shits because the first 2 weeks of Zilla Fatu, I do not like it.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and this will lead to my Book It Better. I think that the first week he came out, and I think WWE is doing this. NXT is doing this too much, where they bring in new guys and they're immediately in the main event. And they did it with Santana or Cruz Montana, whatever you want to call him. But at least with Cruz, he was on that TV show already as the TNA champion.
That's true. That is correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Zilla Fatu is coming from the Indies. He could have been a champion all over the Indies, but he wasn't on the big show. So there's still a lot of people. He's known more. And again, earlier I compared it to the Solo Sikoa thing, where he started off at NXT. I'm glad they're doing that. But even when Solo Sikoa came, they kind of briefly mentioned that he's related to the Bloodline, but they never pushed that. Everybody already knows that Zilla Fatu is the Bloodline.
Yeah.
My problem is, like, right away he gets thrown into the main event.
I saw that. Yeah.
So week 1, he attacks everybody. Week 2, first of all, he's having this promo looking like Timu Rock. And
I saw the video. I'm like, what the fuck is he wearing?
And then he starts to talk, and he screws that line up. He's,
I'm a Nick baby instead of a Nepo baby.
Yeah.
What? I'm fine.
So here's why this promo made no sense. He says, "I'm not a Nepo baby," but then he proceeds to say, "I signed this contract, and my first match is going to be in the main event for the title."
It's so funny you say that because I thought the same thing. I'm like, wait a minute. You just said you're not a Nepo baby, but you're in the fucking main event of Heatwave. Like, what?
First match.
What the fuck?
So that made absolutely no sense to me. That promo was shot, and the way they had the 3 guys, because it turned into a fatal 4-way.
Yes.
The way they had the 3 guys surrounding the ring looked kind of weird to me. It was just weird. Leading into Book It Better, what I would have done originally with Zilla is, we all know he's part of the Bloodline.
Yeah.
There's a group in NXT called Birthright that there's a lot of guys there.
Right.
That are, second generation, third generation.
Isn't that where what's his Pillman's son is?
Pillman's son, Lexus King.
Lexus King, right.
Steve Regal's son is there.
Okay.
Finley's son is there. And then
Santino's daughter.
Santino Marella's daughter.
Santino's daughter.
Right. Yes. Okay.
So honestly, what I would have did as a storyline to book it better is I would have had Birthright approach Zilla Fatu backstage.
Oh, that's a good idea. I like that.
And I would have join them.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's what I would have had Zilla Fatu say, no, thank you, blah, 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 or whatever the case may be. I think that would have made it gel more. That storyline made it gel a little more because obviously you got Birthright with all these second generation wrestlers, and then you got Fatu, which is a third, fourth, whatever generation wrestler. So I think that would have made more sense. I think you could have had if he would have said, "Nah, I'm good. I'm not joining you guys," and then have Birthright attack him.
I was just thinking that, and then go through each one.
Bingo.
Look at that! I'm not even fucking watching. I can fucking book that shit.
Have him go through each one.
Yeah.
And at the same time, you're building up your storylines.
Yeah.
And you're building up your Zilla Fatu's list to say, okay, now after going through Birthright, I could say, okay, give me a title shot.
I got some guys. Yeah, I got some wins under my belt.
Yeah. So I think that's how I would have booked it better. To me, I
like that.
It just made perfect sense, and they screwed it up.
Interesting. Danny, what do you think about with that? Because I know you've been watching. I think you've been watching,
Yeah.
right?
No, yeah, I've been watching. I think to Eric's point about how they rush these guys to the main event scene, I think part of it is because they kind of know those guys won't be in NXT long, so they want to just utilize them to get the most viewers out of them and put them right in the main event. But I agree, like with his alternative option. Maybe they should have had him do something with Birthright, and maybe after he goes through them, Birthright falls behind him as they pick him as their leader. Who knows? And they could have helped him, win the title later on. But yeah, I think his promo, he just, like I said, he looked like The Rock. I think I texted you guys right away.
That's right,
like The Rock with his sunglasses, and I just thought, what's going on here? And then the fact that he got a title shot right away made no sense. I thought maybe even if his first match was a title shot, I thought maybe they would have just had him face the winner of a triple threat match. I didn't expect them to put him in the fatal 4-way at all, and it just it was a curveball to me that they threw him in there.
Let me ask you guys something. Do you think because they're going up against AEW, that's the reason why they threw him in there right away?
Probably.
Yeah.
Is it? So what is the time staggered, or is it the?
It is staggered. Yeah, okay. It is staggered. Yeah. So All In's at 1, Heat Waves at 3.
Okay.
But I feel like,
but the problem is All In's still going to be going on.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Exactly.
By the main event. Yes.
So, I wonder too. Listen, I think you can. I also wondered. I'm just thinking out loud. I also wonder if you do this with him so quickly because that NXT crowd's the smart mark crowd, right? For the most part, I think they are because they know when Montana shows up, when Ricky Stark shows up, when Blake Monroe shows up, they know who that is.
Mm-hmm.
So I think maybe that's probably maybe that's part of the reason why you rush these guys a little bit. I don't know. That's just a thought that I had.
I also think they're rushing him because eventually he's going up to the Bloodline.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
And if you do this split on what I think may happen, he may be that member to go to one of those groups. It'll be a big pay-per-view. It'll be a Royal Rumble or something like that for him to come up. Yeah.
Interesting. All right. We're going to do something a little bit different here for our halftime segment, which should have been higher, but whatever. It's fine. So it's fantasy football season. So we thought it would be just a cool idea for us to do our own little mini draft here. So what we're doing is one quarterback, and Danny, correct me if I'm wrong, one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers, a flex position, a defense, and a kicker.
kicker.
Yeah. Okay. So I think here's how we should do this. We'll each pick a guy. You pick the guy in the position. We'll do it that way, and I will keep track of just wait because the guy's not available then for the next person to pick, and I will keep track here. This way we can have our teams later, and maybe our fans. Come on, guys, download the podcast. Can decide the winner. Okay, I'm gonna do something here right now. I'm gonna open up ChatGPT, and I am going to randomly put our 3 names here. Danny. So this way we can see who goes first. Danny, Erik, and Will. Pick one of these names at random. It's Danny. All right. So we'll go Danny, Erik, and then myself. So Danny, you have the first pick here.
I guess there's no order of positions, but I guess I'll start.
No. Yeah, take your person and then assign them the position.
I'll start off with receiver. Trick Williams.
Oh, really?
That's my.
Yeah.
It's off my board.
Nice. Okay. That's pretty fucking obvious. Guys, we talked about this. Actually, that was today's clip on Instagram talking about Trick Williams and Erik mentioning that he used to be wide receiver for the Philadelphia Eagles. Do you want to explain your pick, or is that the reason why you picked them?
Oh, I'm thinking speed when it comes to receivers, and I think he would fit well. I know he has the experience, but also if he didn't play football, I'm just thinking speed when it comes to receivers. And I think he's up there with one of the faster wrestlers that there is.
Gotcha. Okay, Erik, your pick.
All right, I'm also gonna pick a receiver. I'm gonna pick.
Okay.
My boy is bouncy, Javon Evans.
Oh, damn it!
That's my number one wide receiver.
Yeah. Wow. So you go in. God, he gets up. I've never seen anybody jump as high off the ropes as he does.
Crazy.
Like, it is insane how athletic he is.
His finishing move, the cutter off the top rope. I feel like he's a miss sometimes. Like, he gets so high up. Like, the timing has to be perfect for that.
It's crazy.
And it sometimes it definitely works out well so far. So
interesting. Okay, I'm gonna go with the quarterback, the start here. And that is going to be Mr. Maxwell Jacob Friedman. MJF.
That dude's gonna curse everybody out in the huddle.
Yeah,
he's not gonna throw to nobody.
Well, I'm mostly taking him because to me he's like the leader. He's the captain and he's young and he is just the guy, at least from an AEW perspective, that is going to be there for a while. So he is my QB1, Mr. MJF. Danny, what do you got next? Yes.
All right, I'm gonna go with defense, and I'm just
wow. This never happens in a real fantasy football league.
Yeah.
For those who don't do fantasy football, but yes.
I'm just playing a numbers game here. I'm going to go with the Don Callis family. Since they have since they have 50 million people in that faction, and they keep adding new people every week.
Oh my God, so ridiculous. I think it's like the running joke now with the Don Callis family. Oh my God. I mean, I was going to pick them as well, but you beat me to it. I got to think about who I'm going to take instead. By the way, guys, it doesn't have to be current wrestlers for the audience. It's anybody. So, Erik, your turn.
Speaking of not current wrestlers, so my quarterback.
Here we go.
It's not going to be Birthright.
Your quarterback. Okay, go ahead.
My quarterback is the only quarterback that could throw the ball 50 yards and catch it. Mr. Perfect. Those who know, who
That
know.
is hilarious.
The old promo from back in the days.
Oh my God, that's good. All right, my flex. I'm gonna go with a flex here. It's Braun Breaker.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because, bro, he has got to be one of the fastest big guys on the planet. And when he does that, when he fucking gets running to do that fucking spear on the outside, whew, man, I wonder, because you know how sometimes they're like, you got to make it look good, you got to lay it in there, right? I wonder how much he really does lay it in there when he's doing that move. So yeah, so Braun Breaker is my flex guy. All right, Danny.
Okay, I'm gonna do another receiver here,
Okay.
and I'm gonna base this just on her match this past.
Oh, female. Oh
yeah.
shit.
Yeah, so we're not gonna be just males only. I'll pick a Callie. Is it Callie Armstrong? She's like newer to NXT. I saw her bounce off the ropes this past Tuesday on X, and I'm like, holy crap, she was going super fast, and I was like really impressed. And like that was probably one of my first times actually watching her wrestle. I know she was been on Evolve, but I didn't realize she had that much speed. So that's why I would pick her as a receiver.
Interesting. Okay, Danny being progressive here, including a female on his roster. I like it.
XXXY. Oh, sorry.
Whoa! Hell, bro.
Wrong sport.
Wrong podcast.
Yeah, that too. My running back. I'm gonna take a running back.
Running back. Okay.
The Beast, Brock Lesnar.
Oh, damn. I mean, Jesus Christ, bro.
That guy's running over everybody.
Oh my God. There's no fucking way. There's no way. I would just go ahead. He's like he would be like beast mode.
Yeah.
What's his name? What the hell's his name? Beast mode? Oh my God.
Yeah. We know who you're talking about.
Yeah.
I was thinking more
bother me.
I was thinking more Derrick Henry, the way he
Marshawn Lynch. There you go. No, Derrick Henry's a good one. I'm gonna go with a wide receiver as well. And because when I look at him, for this particular instance, I think of Wayne Corbett. He would be like a Wayne Corbett type of receiver, and that's Will Ospreay. Even though he plays soccer, the other football. But I am going to go with my he's like the Wayne Corbett. Who was the guy that was on the Patriots for so long?
Walker?
Oh, Wes Welker. Yes. I can see him being like a Wes Welker type, Wayne Corbett type of receiver. So that is going to be one of my wide receivers. Danny, you've already got your receivers. You're missing the running backs, you're missing a flex, and you're missing a kicker.
Yeah, so for my flex...
Who was your other receiver?
Trick Williams.
Oh,
Trick Williams and then Kelly Armstrong.
Oh, yeah. Kelly Armstrong, that's right.
Yeah. So your flex.
I'm gonna go with my flex. Bill Goldberg. Only because I feel like how many times he's banged his head against the wall, and I feel like him running into people would be a good thing as well. So
now I have to pick Bret Hart, don't I?
Oh. That's fucking funny. Holy shit. Okay, Erik, you're next guy. You've already got a wide receiver, a quarterback, and a running back.
All right, I'm gonna go defense.
Oh wow, okay.
The Nation of Domination.
That's a good one.
So I got two guys on that team that played football. Ron Simmons.
Right. That's right.
And The Rock.
And The Rock, right.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good pick. I like that. You know what? I'm gonna go defense as well. And I am gonna go with the Four Horsemen. Erik, I have my four fingers up. You put your head down. I mean, hey, there goes your 3-4 defense. They can play the the 3-4 defense. And I think
The only problem with that defense is they're going to be looking at the cheerleaders all game.
Yeah.
It'll be
I was just about to say that.
It'll be like unnecessary roughness. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
So my defense is the better. But let's see, what version? I'm going to say the version with guys, don't just calm down here. Don't want to get a little controversial. You guys know where I'm going. Flair, Arn Anderson, Mongo, and Benoit.
Benoit.
Man, you gotta have the football player on there with Mongo, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's the version I'm gonna go with. So
canceled.
Chill. We're past that. Danny, you're missing running backs and a kicker.
Yeah, I'm a quarterback. I don't think I picked quarterback yet.
Oh yeah, you didn't pick a quarterback. Yeah.
For running backs, my first choice would be Chad Gable. Just feel like he's a
shit, that's a good one. Yeah,
he's a good stocky person who I feel like would be able to take some hits and break off some yards after the hits.
That's a good one. I like that. All right, Erik, you're up.
All right, for my other wide receiver.
Yep.
Randy Orton.
That's a good one. Even though his body's probably beat the shit.
I could have used Randy Orton as my kicker because he could kick the shit out of people.
I already know. As soon as I was like, I already know who my kicker's gonna be.
I do too, so I'm gonna take him before you do. Go ahead.
Nah, you're not gonna take who I'm taking. There's no way. There's no way you're thinking the same guy I'm thinking.
Okay.
I'll be shocked if it is. My running back. This is gonna be a bit controversial, but I mean, listen. Do you need to run people over? I'm gonna take Paul White, aka the Big Show.
He's a running back.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, why not? He could be my fullback basically. So he is my first running back off the board. By the way, he'll probably never hear this. I love Big Show Paul White. I really do. Especially after listening to the CBB interview. He is not good as an announcer.
No.
It's just not. I'm sorry. It's just it doesn't work. It just doesn't work.
Next time I go to 1FW, I'm going to tell him you said that.
No. Holy shit. All right, Danny, back to you.
All right. I'm going to go with my kicker. Who's also going to be a female, Liv Morgan. Shit. Because I feel like she has a history of just kicking people in the nuts, and I would assume that would translate well into football.
Holy shit, that's funny. Erik.
All right, I'm picking my kicker. He's the ringer. Pat McAfee. I win.
That's funny. I mean, he counts. He did wrestle. Yeah, you definitely didn't take the guy I was going to take for my kicker. You know what? I'm just going to do my kicker now. It's Shibata. He does that fucking PK style kick. He already knows how to do it. He probably can kick a fucking field goal. I wouldn't be surprised. Wow, Danny put the females on his team. All right, Danny, you need another running back, and that's it. Yeah. One more running back. Quarterback. Oh, yeah.
My quarterback, I don't even know if he's athletic at throwing or anything, but probably go with Omega. I don't know. That's my quarterback.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
As your quarterback?
I don't know. He would probably be what do they call them? RPO type of quarterback. Because you can probably run with him, and he probably can't throw a football, but all right. Erik, who do you got for? Let's see. You're missing a running back
and a flex.
Flex, yeah.
Okay. My flex, another former football player, Roman Reigns.
Ah, okay. It's a good choice. I like how some of us are going with the former football players. That's a good option. My other running back, oof. And I'm missing. Oh, is this my last one? No, they can't be right. quarterback, flex, wide receiver. Oh, I'm missing a wide receiver too. Who would be a good running back? I am going to go with. I'm trying to think of somebody that's not. I'm going to go with Taz. I can see him being a boulder type of guy, a bruiser type of running back on this team. Man, I tell you what, my running backs are slow, but they might
Slow as shit.
be able to drag people. They might be able to drag people with them. So I'll go with Taz. Danny, your last. This is your last pick. Your wide receiver. Your second. Oh no, your second running back. I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with D'Angelo Hawkins as my.
Oh, that's a good one.
He definitely seems athletic, so I think he
he played
I would
football,
assume
right?
I don't know if he played football, but maybe he did. I don't know.
I think he was a collegiate wrestler. I think.
Oh, okay.
I just feel like he has the athleticism to be a running back, and he has some bulk, so maybe that'll work out well. Break some tackles.
Gotcha. Erik, your final pick is the running back.
Okay, so looking at my team, I already got another running back in Lesnar. He could be my fullback as well. So I'm gonna pick a little scat back. I'm picking Rey Mysterio.
Oh, that's a good one. I like that one. He could be like what was that piece of shit on the Eagles that I hated?
Sproles.
Yes, he's one of them.
A little Dave Maggot.
Whoa, we can't talk about that.
Oh, we can't talk about him either? Shit.
Raping. Isn't that what he...
I think he did some crazy shit. I don't even know.
I think that was what it was. Holy shit. All right. Final pick here is my second wide receiver. And you know what? I'm going to go with a female on this one. I'm going to go with Charlotte Flair. She played volleyball, so she can get up there, So maybe she can get me those 50-50 balls that are deep in the corner against, somebody from the Don Callis family. Rocky Romero.
Jesus Christ.
Sorry, Rocky. You had that coming. Okay, so here we go. Danny. His two wide receivers are Trick Williams and Kelly Armstrong. His flex is Bill Goldberg. His two running backs are Chad Gable and D'Angelo Hawkins. His kickers Liv Morgan. His QB is Kenny Omega, and his defense is the Don Callis family. Erik, his quarterback is Mr. Perfect. His two running backs are Brock Lesnar and Rey Mysterio. His two wide receivers are Javon Evans and Randy Orton. His defense is the Nation of Domination. His kicker is Pat McAfee, and his flex is Roman Reigns. And for myself, my quarterback is MJF. My flex is Braun Breaker. My two wide receivers are Will Ospreay and Charlotte Flair. My defense is the Four Horsemen. My kicker is Shibata. And my two running backs are Paul White / Big Show and Taz. There you go. Man, these are some fucked up teams. I'm like, holy shit. Oh, I got a bonus. Here's a bonus question for you guys. Danny, who would your head coach be if you got to pick a head coach for your team?
No.
That's a good question. What's this guy's name? You know what? I'm just going with Shawn Michaels.
Okay. Hey, he's a coach on NXT. He's the head guy down there. I like that. Erik, who would your head coach be?
No.
I'm shocked. No Hart Foundation guys. No Bret Hart. I'm fucking shocked.
Hart Foundation was my second defense that I was gonna pick. Because they had Pillman, they had James Anvil.
Yeah, Pillman played football, right?
Yes, Anvil did too.
Oh, he did? Okay, cool.
Quarterback, coach. I'm gonna say Cody Rhodes.
Oh, interesting. He's not athletic. Sorry, Cody.
No,
Talked about
that's
this
why he's
last
coaching.
night. Yeah.
Not QB1 on any one of these teams.
Yeah. Wow. He is so unathletic. Holy fuck. I'm telling you, I don't know who's more unathletic, him or Moxley. It's a toss up, I think. Who would my head coach be? Shit. Oh, Paul Heyman.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah, that is. I keep on getting this alert. All right. Well, hopefully, I see Danny's still recording. So, well, we're on the last segment anyway. So,
But
all right.
you pick Heyman, but he's gonna betrayed you guys because I got Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar.
That's funny. Holy shit. Count close. Basically, for those who are here. And guys, I'm going to kind of keep repeating myself a little bit in the beginning because people who are maybe like coming in for the first time, so you kind of know what these segments are. Basically, it's just kind of give our final takeaway. It could be like the best thing of the week or, something that might still need work or something that we're looking forward to next. I will say, I don't know who wrote this out about Ethan Page. Who wrote this out about Ethan Page?
I did.
Oh, go ahead. You want to go ahead and explain yourself with that?
So with Ethan Page, he was on Chris Van Vliet's podcast about a month or two ago, and he brought up a good point, and I thought about this even before he brought it up about like these wrestlers coming out with music that has the fan participation in it.
Mm-hmm.
And he said because there were Chris Van Vliet asked him why did he change his theme music, and he said it was my idea because
interesting.
during his music they yell out ego and then the crowd would, but he's such a good heel that they started calling, instead of saying ego, they used to say asshole. And the problem with that, obviously on the CW, it would get censored.
Oh, okay.
So he would say his whole entrance would get censored. You don't hear the announcers talking. You don't hear nothing talking. And then it would piss him off.
Gotcha.
But he also said another reason he did that, and I agree with him, is a lot of wrestlers are relying on their theme music for crowd participation. Trick Williams is a perfect example.
Yep. Yeah.
Ricky Sosa, his entrance. Yeah. So he basically called people out. He didn't say names, but he said he says, I think that's corny. And he says, and if you get offended, then you know I'm talking about you. He said it just like that. So I think, especially if you're a heel, if you're a babyface, I get it. That's cool. But if you're a heel and you're trying to be a badass,
completely agree with this. Yes.
And then you have your fans chanting your songs and singing your songs.
Stupid. Yeah.
Like Randy Orton's supposed to be a heel now, and they sing his whole freaking song.
Yeah.
So I see where Ethan Page is coming from, and like I said, he's a good heel, and I like the fact that he called out people but didn't really call out people.
Old school.
Yeah, kind of old school. Yeah. So I just wanted to bring that up.
It's interesting because, like, I think that's why I think I asked you guys a few, like during SummerSlam or the day after Raw after SummerSlam, like, what are the Bloodline supposed to be heels or what? And you know why I asked that? Because it's just me, Oos.
Oh yeah.
I mean, if he's supposed to be a heel, why do we have that as an entrance?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on. I really think that's stupid.
I think they're trying to get with his entrance. They normally do it through the crowd. Lately, they've been doing it from the stand, from the end, from the ring. The aisle. So I think they're trying to get away with that a little bit, but he's so popular.
Change it. Yeah, you got to fucking. It's like the same thing with like when Jericho was a heel in AEW, and everybody's fucking singing Judas still. It's like this doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
I do want to watch Lockdown on Sunday. Like I'm planning to watch it. I haven't watched TNA pay-per-view in a while. I think the last one was the one we went to was Summerversary last year. That was like the last. I think that was the last one I watched. I mean, I always enjoy TNA when I watch it. It's just a matter of trying to fucking squeeze it in. That's as simple. It's as simple as that. So, but I'm going to make an effort to watch that on Sunday. So, hey, it's Will. So we had a bit of audio issues towards the end of the show, and obviously you didn't hear Danny there in that last segment. His audio cut out. I ignored the warning that I was seeing, and so basically what his closing statement was just talking about the abundance of shows that we're going to have over the next week or so. And it starts today, when you're listening to this, with CM Punk and Kevin Owens on SmackDown. And, you got Lockdown on Sunday, and then the following week it's All In and Heat Wave on the same day. And obviously everything else that happens in between that. So that was what Danny's the final count was there for his segment. But yeah, again, thanks for joining. This is only the third episode. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but if you are listening to us, please subscribe on the podcast platform of your choice, whether it's Apple Podcast or Spotify, because that automatically gives you the episode downloaded to your device. Instagram, we are at the Heel Federation. It's the_heel_federation. Do us a favor and follow us there, and the reels and all that kind of stuff would be great to get that support. And YouTube is going to be coming, I think, this weekend. I need to work on some things with that, but that should be up by the end of the weekend, and I will mention that on the podcast next week and on Instagram. So yeah, thanks for joining us again. Sorry for the audio issues. This is what happens when you record over the internet, but definitely I should not be ignoring warning signs from the system that we use. That's going to do it for us this week. I'm Will Hernandez, here for Eric Pimentel and Daniel Hernandez, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace out, everyone.